Finally, after learning so much about fractions, we have reached to a point like where we can now understand, we can have a better understanding of addition and subtraction of fractions. And this video is only the introductory one. Okay. In the next couple of videos, we will go through, separate videos. We'll devote our separate videos on addition and then subtraction. Even in addition and subtraction, we'll have separate for like and unlike fractions and all. So what we are going to discuss in this introductory video is like, why do we need, why do we need even for this addition and subtraction of fractions? Like, we know the addition and subtraction of numbers, can't we proceed like that? Well, it's not that, simple. Like when you have to add 2 plus 2, you say, hey, 2 plus 2 is actually 4. That's very simple. When I say 2 minus 2, you will say, hey, 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So in fractions, that's not necessary that your fraction will be that simple. It can be simple, but it cannot be also. How? Let's say that you have a chapati. You have a chapati. Okay. You have a chapati, and you had one chapati, and then let's say this is a chapati. So Control C and Control V. So this is another one chapati. And Control V. This is another one chapati. If I remove this one, okay, it's a half chapati. It's a half chapati. Okay. This is for morning. This was taken by you or eaten by you in morning. You had 2.5 chapatis morning. So you can write it as 2.5 means 2 whole chapati and half. Remember the mixed fractions we had discussed earlier? So 2.5 chapatis means 2 whole, and this is 1/2. This one, that's a mixed fraction. So the same thing can be you ate same. Sorry, Control Z. I'll just copy it here. Control C, Control V. Okay, and I'll make it evening. I'll make it evening. So let's say that you had 2.5 chapatis in the morning and 2.5 chapati in evening. Now, if someone asks you that, hey, what fraction you had, even in the adding in morning and evening both. If you take the morning and evening time, and if you are asked what fraction you had in the morning and evening all together, then you will tell that, hey, in morning I had 2.5, and in evening I'm having 2.5. Therefore, I'm having 2 plus 2, that is 4. That is this one and this one and this one and this one makes 4. And half of this one and half of this one will make 1. So I'm having another 1. So this is 5. Right? So this is 5 number of chapatis I'm having. If I take morning and the evening. Right? So this was a very simple way of adding your fractions. You added fraction orally. But it can't be always the case. It can't be always the case. How? Let's say that someone says that in the morning, just forget about this diagram. Okay, just forget about this diagram. And if someone says you that, hey, in the morning, you had, or I had 2 and 9/8 chapati. Okay, and in the evening, I had 2 and 11/8 chapati. Or even, let's say not. Let's take what, 6/8, and it is 2 and 7/8. Now what you would do here, it was very simple to you that, okay, 2 and 2 makes 4, half of this one and half of this one makes 1. So 2 plus 2 is 4 and half plus half is 1, therefore total is 5 chapatis. Okay. what about this one? In the morning you had 2 6 by 8, and in the evening you had 2 7 by 8. Well, it's a contract situation, like simple hypothetical. If someone says that you had this one in the morning and you are now having in the evening this one, so is it simple? Can you tell orally? No, you can't tell orally, right? There comes, certain steps or say certain rules to follow in order to find the addition of fractions. So this is about addition of fraction. What you would do when you are given some fractions that you cannot add them orally. Now let's look for the subtraction point. In this portion we discussed about addition. Now let's see for subtraction. Let's say that you have this pizza, a uniform circular pizza. Okay, if this pizza has been divided into, if this is this, sorry, it's not half. Assume that it has been divided into 2 equal parts, then again into another 2, so it will make 4. Then another 2, and then this. Our picture is not very perfect, not very accurate. It's not accurately circular. Therefore, you can clearly see that these divisions or the part we have made out of this pizza are not very equal. But you'll assume, for the sake of our discussion, you'll assume that they all are equal. Okay. So now you can clearly see that this portion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the 8 equal parts of this pizza. And if I just overwrite this one with this red line, sorry. Okay, just I'm marking it with some different color. Okay, let's suppose that this red one divides this pizza into 2 equal parts, right? Just forget about for this white lines. If this red line is to divide this pizza into 2 equal parts. Okay, just remember this one. Now, since this pizza has been divided into 8 equal parts, right? So that is divide by 8. If I say that I am taking out this portion, so what portion is this? Actually, it is 1 by 8, right? Why? Because total 8 equal parts, and one portion I'm taking out, and this portion will be 1 by 8. So if I take out 1 by 8, and if I ask you that, hey, I have taken out 1 by 8, right? So now what fraction is left? You'll say that, hey, that's simple. You took out 1 by 8. Previously we had 8 portions. You took out one portion. That means you are left with 7 portions, 7 equal parts of pizza. That's simple. 7 by 8 is our fraction left. I again ask you that, hey, okay, this time I'm taking out 2 equal parts. So if I take out this one and this one, what fraction I have taken out? You'll say you have taken out 2 by 8. So if I ask you that now what fraction of pizza you are left with, you'll say that, hey, that's very simple. You took out 2 portions. We had 8 portions, total equal portions. So 8 minus 2 is 6. We are left with 6 by 8. Okay, I'll say that, hey, let's take out one more. If I take this one, so you say that, okay, this time you took 3 portions, so 3 by 8 has been taken out. Now we are left with how much? 5 by 8. And so on, you can tell, very simply, orally. But let's forget this thing. Okay, let's forget that this has been divided into 8 equal parts. Just forget it. What if someone asks you that, hey, I am going to take out 11 by 19 of this pizza? Okay. Just forget that you have this division of 8 equal parts of this pizza. Forget about this. You are now simply having a pizza, and someone says that now I'm going to take out 11 by 19 out of this pizza. what fraction of pizza is now left? Can you tell it orally? No, 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 you cannot tell it orally. For that, we have to know about subtraction of fraction. Okay. So I tried to show you that what do we mean by addition or subtraction of fractions. Can't we do it orally just as we can do for any whole number or for any natural number or for any integer? No, there are some certain rules. So those steps or rules, whatever you want to term it, we will discuss in the next video. This was an introductory video for addition and subtraction.